If you're reading this, chances are you're a little skeptical or intrigued by the title, How Conspiracy Theories Made Me a Millionaire. It sounds wild, right? Well, stick with me. I'm about to show you how diving deep into the way the world really works, not how I was told it works, led me to unimaginable wealth in my 20s, going from a college dropout to a multimillionaire. Let's clear something up first. This isn't a doom and gloom, everything's rigged kind of video. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I used to be that negative, disillusioned freshman who didn't know what was going on in the world. But that all changed when I asked my economics professor a simple question. Why can't we audit the Federal Reserve? This was right after the 2008 financial crisis, when banks received hundreds of billions in bailouts, and the economy was in tatters. His response? He told me to be quiet. That moment didn't just make me question his knowledge. It opened up a whole new world of curiosity. I realized he had no idea how the system truly worked, and it sent me down a rabbit hole I couldn't ignore. Here's where things get wild. Did you know the term conspiracy theorist was practically invented by the CIA? It was coined after JFK's assassination, and the whole idea was designed to shut down anyone who questioned the official narrative. If you even suggested there were multiple people involved in his murder, you were labeled a conspiracy theorist to discredit you. That's how it all began. But here's the thing. Conspiracies have been a part of human history for ages. A conspiracy is simply when two or more people work together for a common goal. Take the example of a famous NBA referee who was caught fixing games with the mob. That's a conspiracy. Or think about when political leaders conspire to rig elections, or when corporations hide crucial information from the public. The fact is, people conspire all the time, often for personal gain. Now, back to the CIA. They didn't just create a label to shut people up. No, they wanted to confuse the public and muddy the waters on anything controversial. This led me to learn about the Federal Reserve and how the financial system really works. They print money out of thin air, then lend it to us with interest, all while claiming that this currency is backed by something real. It didn't sit right with me. Then I dove into something else, propaganda. Ever heard of Edward Bernays? He was Sigmund Freud's nephew and the father of modern PR. He used Freud's theories of the unconscious mind to manipulate the masses. For example, he orchestrated campaigns to get women to smoke cigarettes, presenting it as an act of empowerment. They weren't just selling products. They were selling beliefs, feelings, and behaviors. This is how powerful perception can be in shaping society. But here's the kicker. I thought all of this was evidence that the rich and powerful had control over everything. That's how most people think. But once I uncovered the truth, I realized it was all an illusion, a carefully crafted one designed to keep us in the dark. The system isn't just about control, it's about perception. If you can control how people think and feel, you can make them do anything. So here's where it gets interesting. After all this research, I didn't get angry. A lot of people do, but I saw it differently. Instead of letting it discourage me, I wondered, what if I could use this knowledge to my advantage? Could I rewire my own mind to think like a successful, wealthy person? Could I brainwash myself into being rich and free? At 19, I dropped out of college and started experimenting with this concept. I decided to reverse engineer success. I studied neuroplasticity, hypnosis, and the way the subconscious mind works. It wasn't about fighting the system. It was about understanding it and using it to reshape my reality. This mindset shift didn't just make me happier, it made me rich. So, if you're wondering how conspiracy theories could make someone a millionaire, it's all about the power of perception and the brain's ability to rewire itself. Once you understand the game, you can start playing it on your terms. And if I can do it, you can too. In a world filled with challenges and uncertainties, believers are encouraged to actively embrace spiritual growth and deepen their connection with God. A time is anticipated when the world will be bathed in an abundance of heavenly love and light, and prayer, along with unwavering faith, will provide the strength needed to navigate difficult times. The powerful reminder that who is like God, a question with no answer, invites each believer to reflect on God's unmatched greatness and to live each day with this truth at the forefront of their hearts and minds. The Bible beckons us to seek spiritual wisdom amidst the confusion and illusions that surround us. It calls us to live humbly, just as Christ did, with hearts full of compassion and actions rooted in selflessness. Unceasing prayer, charitable deeds, and self-giving love are not just ideals. They're essential practices that bring us closer to God and shape us into instruments of His peace. Through prayer, we can find guidance and solace, even in the most turbulent times. In these times of uncertainty, we are urged to unite in collective prayer, prayers that are not just spoken, but lived out through actions. As we reach out to the least fortunate, showing them true love and empathy, we embody the very heart of Christ's message. Together, we call on God's strength and sanctuary, pleading for His guidance as we face the storms ahead. Our prayers are further amplified as we invoke the protection of Saint Michael the Archangel and the Virgin Mary, asking them to watch over us and keep us safe as we endure these trying times. This message is one of deep comfort, offering hope in knowing that, even in the darkest moments, God's power remains a steadfast refuge for those who seek peace and truth. It calls us to face life's challenges with unshakable faith, trusting that divine guidance will lead us through the trials ahead. With fortitude and endurance, our faith can be strengthened, and we are reminded that it is in these times of adversity that we must stay vigilant, ready to act in love and faith. We are not alone in this journey. To bring about the change the world so desperately needs, we must come together in prayer and action, allowing the power of love and faith to transform our surroundings. While the future may seem bleak, the message offers hope for a spiritual renewal, a rebirth of faith and devotion that will shine through the storms of life. In the quiet, hidden places of devotion, Christians can find the strength to endure and serve as beacons of hope for others. The message urges us to pursue lives marked by humility, compassion, and divine truth. It calls us to reject paths of repression and instead embrace the freedom of the gospel, guided by empathy and understanding. The value of free will cannot be overstated. It is through our choices that we can begin to bring about change in the world. With hearts open to God's love, we can make a lasting difference. Above all, the Virgin Mary is called upon to envelop each believer in her maternal tenderness during these tumultuous times. Her intercession is a source of immense strength and protection, especially as we navigate the dangers that threaten humanity. Her powerful presence guides and shields us, providing comfort and peace amidst the chaos. In these uncertain times, let us trust in her guidance and protection, knowing that through her, we are drawn closer to the loving embrace of God. Before you drift off to sleep, your conscious mind begins to wind down, and your brain transitions into a theta wave state. This is the brainwave state where powerful shifts can occur, one that's often used in practices like hypnosis and even mind control. Why? Because in this state, your mind is highly receptive. With the conscious mind shut off, it becomes much easier for new ideas and beliefs to bypass resistance and make their way into the subconscious. This is a golden opportunity for transformation, and you can harness it. By using tools like hypnosis or repetition, you can begin programming your subconscious with the beliefs and desires you want to manifest. But here's the catch. You need to focus. Choose one key desire you want to manifest. It could be anything: financial success, a new job, love, health, or even something more personal like selling or buying a home. Pick one thing that resonates with you, and use the power of autosuggestion to program your mind. Here's how it works. You know your name because you've heard it repeated thousands of times. The same concept applies here. Constant repetition of an idea embeds it deeply into your subconscious. If you've been thinking you're broke or can't attract your soulmate, that's a result of repetitive thoughts and beliefs. But you can change it. You can replace those limiting beliefs by repetitively affirming your desires in the present tense. Start with a sentence like, "I am so happy and grateful now that I am a successful entrepreneur," or I am so happy and grateful now that I've attracted my soulmate. Then, write it down at least 20 times a day. Sounds simple, right? But this technique works through something called spaced repetition, which is scientifically proven to lock ideas into your mind. Next, take it a step further. Stand in front of a mirror and say your affirmations out loud. Look yourself in the eye as you say them with energy and conviction. Studies, including those done by Stanford University, show that people who practice mirror work, repeating affirmations out loud while making eye contact, experience faster, longer-lasting results. This is because it connects you on a deeper, emotional level, activating the cells in your body and aligning your energy with your desires. Make this a daily practice. In total, between listening to hypnosis, writing your desires, and speaking them aloud, it will only take a few minutes of your day. But trust me, those minutes can completely change your life. I challenge you to give this a try for the next 14 days. Practice these steps consistently and watch how your reality begins to shift. This is what I did to transform my own life, and now you can too. It's time to take control of your beliefs. Release the old ones that don't serve you, and create the life you've always dreamed of. You have the power to shape your destiny.